Hi, my name is Ruth Borgenicht and I'm an artist, and I'm going to talk a little bit about my work and some of my influences and inspirations. So it was a number of years ago that I was at the Philadelphia Museum of Art, and they had a most amazing medieval chainmail section. Now chainmail is comprised of metal rings that are interlocked and they can move. It would be full body armor to protect the body in motion. And the challenge I had was to figure out a way that I could translate that into clay. So there are kind of two contradictory concepts to include. One would be the fragile material of clay, and then the other one is movement. And I didn't just want to represent movement, I actually wanted the pieces to move themselves. So I figured out a number of patterns and designs, some of them original chainmail designs that I saw in the museum and some other shapes. And that allows my pieces to be reconfigured, to change, to move around. I was born in New York City, but moved out to a farm in New Jersey when I was young. Mostly grew up there, but started to move back and forth to Israel when we were young. Ultimately, we moved back to the United States and stayed here through my high school and the rest of my adult life. But that experience of living in a foreign country, a completely foreign country, a country that has a different culture, food, language, monetary system, etc., has given me an ability to see things from different perspectives. I went to university for math, so I have a degree in math, and there are some parallels in the way I work. Obviously, you can see systems and patterns in my work, but it's also a way of thinking. With math, you have a starting point or a problem with specific parameters, and the idea is to get to an endpoint. And in some ways, that's similar to working with art. You start with specific techniques or challenges or ideas, and the endpoint is to be able to manifest those ideas so that other people can see them as well. Now, the path one takes to get there can vary. And I use that as a way to challenge myself and figure out ways to manifest my ideas and designs so other people can see and handle them. The issue with math is it's a representational field. It represents something. It only exists on the paper. And I found that I really wanted to work in the three-dimensional world and with something that I could touch, something I could feel and other people could experience as well. My work crosses a lot of boundaries. The art world, the craft world, the textile world, the ceramic world. I find that most interesting to me is when my works are included in fiber exhibitions. Because fiber can include most anything and many techniques, but the one thing that they have in common is somehow the materials are woven together, and often there's a lot of movement in the works. Some of my favorite projects have been working with other artists. I've collaborated with Kinesis Project, whose dancers brought my work to life. Dutch fashion designer Peter George D'Angelino Tap harnessed the design and colors of a piece of mine to make a haute couture ensemble. Painter and sculptor Wendy Letvin and I are currently working on designing porcelain teacups for a Chinese tea ceremony at a New York City gallery. And a collaborative fiber piece made with Leslie Pontz is in the collection of the Philadelphia Museum of Art. I'm always looking to explore and push my work into new territory, so I'm very excited to collaborate with the creative design team at Lavin. My work is in a number of museum collections, including the Philadelphia Museum of Art, Sèvres Museum, which is in Paris, and the Ariana Museum, which is in Switzerland. But also I've exhibited widely, both across the United States and internationally, in Italy, in France, in Korea, etc. There's a long history of trade between the East and West. There's the silk trade, tea, and also, of course, porcelain. I'm less interested in the functional work and more interested in extending and expanding on the world of ceramics. My goal is to continue the history of ceramics, to expand not so much on the functional history, but to challenge and to create new ways of working.